Hey, Delaware, welcome back to another episode of That Delaware podcast. And I am super excited today because we have Naomi Kreski in the house, and she is a life coach. And I think we all
need
could
that.
use one of those in our lives. Welcome, Naomi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be a part of the Girl Talk.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a good time.
You do. Super, like I was telling you, it's super relaxed. Like we're just chatting, and we were chatting off camera, and you were talking about some things, and I was like, all right, we like had to force ourselves to stop because this is going to be such a good one.
Save it for the podcast.
Yes.
Life coach, they're like, let's go.
Let's get into it.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like personally and professionally, and then how did this all come
I
about?
know. How much time do we have? My journey has not been like fluid as is most people's. To go way back, I actually have a degree in interior design,
Wow. Okay.
right? So I did that for a while, working in New York City, Philadelphia, even in Cincinnati. And then had an opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. Did that for 5 years.
Okay.
Got divorced, so life got turned completely upside down.
Well, you're welcome in this space because there's a
Yeah.
few the ladies here that have been through that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then before getting divorced, my ex-husband and I, we owned a restaurant together. So I ran a restaurant for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Insane.
if a life coach has credentials,
I got them.
you got them. You've kind of been there, done that.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
And so now that it's, January, I have left the business for 2 whole years. So 2 whole years out of the restaurant business, and I left to become a life coach. So went back to school, got my certification, and now I help women figure out who they are, what they want, and how to get it in life.
I love that.
Basically, just I help you get your shit together.
Nice.
What inspired you to do that? Like to go down that path?
First, I really love figuring people out, because a lot of times what's on the outside is not what's happening on the inside.
Amen.
And the way that somebody is acting really is not really a reflection of how they feel, because they don't know what to do with their feelings. And so I love figuring out the human condition. But secondly, right after that divorce, I was a hot mess for way longer than I'd like to admit. It was probably 10 or 12 years. And I would love to help women not go through that.
I love that.
Figuring their shit out faster, smoother, just so they can live the life of their dreams.
Yeah.
And not have to be a hot mess for 12 years.
Yeah. I feel like being a hot mess is part of the process, but like you
Yeah.
said, not having to do it as long.
I wish I had me. I literally wish I had me
Mhm.
10 years ago, because maybe I would have figured it out. But at the same time, that's not my journey. If I hadn't gone through that, then I wouldn't, have this passion to help women.
Right.
So I love it. I love, helping them figure their shit out. And then the aha moments, when you see the light bulbs go off for people, or when they're crying because just the relief of having figured it out it's amazing.
I love it.
A lot of times when I leave a session, I am literally high from helping people.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've been officially doing this how long?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what does it look like working with you?
A lot of people come to me knowing that they want to change. So my ideal client is someone who, is either already in their self-help journey or knows that they need a self-help journey. And so, but they don't know exactly what that looks like, or they're feeling stuck and they need a little bit of push to get them going in the right direction. And so, it's kind of like therapy, but with a little bit more action-driven sort of things. So my one client, I make workbooks, like worksheets for her to sort of like help her, focus her thoughts and get the momentum going. So it's customizable. I love working with each person. They're a unique individual. So we just kind of figure out what you need
Yeah.
and go from there.
You recently put out like a freebie, if you will, like to like had the opportunity to not work with you, but kind of test out like some of like I don't know even what you would call it. I signed up for it, and it was like basically like mini podcasts and call to action at the end, and I would like listen to them. And I told her, I'm like, you should have a podcast, because she was just so like soothing. And I was like, that makes sense. My problem is actually like the action part of it.
Right. And so that's kind of what having a coach is. They're your accountability partner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I always say like because we're adults, right? Like as children, we were like, don't tell us what to do. And now we're like, if somebody could please tell me exactly what to do, that would be amazing. Because first of all, like decision fatigue is real. We've talked about that many times on this podcast. We just like nowadays we have so many things going on. It feels like a whirlwind, like a lot.
Yeah.
So
what you were talking about is it was a program called The Shift.
Okay.
And that started from a guide I created called Get Out of Your Own Way guide. And it was just sort of voicemail lessons to sort of like inspire you to make the shift and get out of your own damn way, basically. So that was for people to see, obviously learn something. And then at the end, it was like a coaching opportunity for people to see how I coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is perfect timing because it is the new year.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of reflecting on this past year and where they've gone, not physically, but like, in life, right? Like, what have I done? What do I want to do? Who do I want to be? What do I want to change? Going into the new year, like, what are your recommendations for people? Like, everybody has like, new year, new me. And, we get all like gung ho about it. And we don't always live up to those goals. I guess, like, how would you help somebody or, I don't know, just like guide them? Because I find like I set goals and then I'm a little disappointed by not keeping them.
Sure.
So
the first thing and like the root of all of self-help journey is awareness. So self-awareness. So this means like sitting down, really getting like in your own thoughts, whether it's journaling, meditating, quieting your mind and really sort of thinking about what it is that you want or what your core values are or what you want to accomplish. So that's self-awareness and clarity. Like those are your first steps in kind of anything in life.
yeah.
But they're also the ones that people are very uncomfortable with because then they have to get real with themselves and they can't lie to themselves or avoid or procrastinate. And, those three words are all strategies of safety, the avoidance and procrastination. That's your brain trying to keep you safe from change. So they're there for a reason, but it's recognizing them and pushing through them and getting really clear on what you want is the first step.
So as a Gemini,
Okay.
I feel very much
Here we go.
like I have very conflicting not core values, like life goals. Like I want to just sit and read a book, but I also want to girl boss so hard that I dominate. And those are very conflicting things. Like when my Instagram feed comes up and people are living on a homestead with their horses and just like they don't have all of the consumer stuff in front of them.
Yeah.
Like that's very appealing to me. But also like what I've built with my career, like, and I love that. Like, it to me, I feel like I've always been this way. I'm in a constant state of wanting two very opposite things at the same time.
Own it. Own your duality. That's just who you are.
You know what? I need a horse, I think is
That will fix that.
Both my sons are Geminis, so I get it. And I have a lot of Gemini. Two of my best friends are Geminis. I have a ton of Geminis in my life. So I get it. But I don't know. It's just conflicting duality. That's just who you are.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
On a basis.
And as you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, like I can relate to that. And I'm like, and my mind's like spiraling, like, how do we fix that? How do we live on our homestead, but like do a little bit of work here and there and like be super successful?
We all need to be independently wealthy.
Yes.
That'll fix the problem.
True.
I mean, you know, the big Powerball board was on the highway on the way here. I was like,
Yeah,
you never know.
that's right.
Although I don't play, so
I was going to say, gotta play to win.
I don't normally play either, but I was getting gas the other day, and the gas attendant strategically placed postcards on the gas pumps. The Powerball's up to 674 billion or million or whatever it is, and I went and grabbed $10 worth of tickets that day. And I usually don't play, but
So I play sometimes, like very rarely, but my problem is I don't ever check them. Yeah.
like Amber's got a winning ticket somewhere.
Yeah. And
Probably won $10.
I'm the same with scratch offs. Like I have a pile of scratch offs that I need to check because I get them from time to time. And I know that some of them are winners, but it's like actually going to cash them in.
Oh my
There's a lot of toxic things we could get into, but
I like.
you've come to the right place.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When you say like, you know, you need to be self-aware, it's funny because sometimes I feel like I'm self-aware. Like I strive to be self-aware, but at the end of the day, like we are, you know, I don't know. I feel like we can't really be 100% self-aware because we are too in ourselves, right? Like we don't really like seeing somebody from the outside. Like as you're talking, I'm like, what would you say about me? Like, you know what I mean? Like like I'm always like, because you're like, you want to figure people out, and I love having people try to figure me out. Like, tell me about myself.
Right. Well, and that's really what a coach is for. Like I recently had somebody reach out to me who is retiring from the armed forces later this year, and she's going to transition into a new career because she's my age, and she's been in the armed forces since she was 18 years old, but she still wants to do something. And she's like, I want to work with you so you can help me see my blind spots.
Wow.
I was like, first of all, bravo for looking for help before you like have a really big problem, you know? So that was really awesome that she thought of that beforehand. So being proactive instead of reactive. But yeah, that's what coaches are for, you know, to help you see those blind spots. Because self-awareness, yes, is amazing. And we'd like to think that we walk around just completely and utterly like, oh, and aware, you know, but we're not. Like awareness comes when it comes. And it's like, even I'll catch myself and I was like, oh, shit. Like, you know, wish I could have figured that out, you know, a couple hours ago, but I didn't. So it's here now, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, like you said, therapy, right? Like it's very intimidating for someone to say, okay, I'm going to go to this person and I'm going to have them look at me.
Yeah.
And even though, you know, maybe you're not a judgmental person, like we're just humans, we judge, and that's kind of the point, right? So it's like that's a lot.
So one of the core principles that we were taught in life coaching school is that, you know, you're not broken. You are a completely whole individual. And I'm here to, you know, guide you into recognizing that for yourself.
That was deep. Were you talking to me? I'm like, is this going to turn into a therapy session? I am not broken.
I'm not there to fix you. You're already like because you're not broken. So it's just,
Yeah.
attaining that self-awareness, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is super brave to be able to go to someone, whether it's a life coach or a therapist, and be like, hey, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
And how do I get there? And it does shave off some time, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like it will shave off some time on your journey.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. Unless you want to take the long route like I did.
Right. Right.
But no, that first step towards asking for help is a big one because, I think women in general struggle with asking for help.
Mm.
I know I do.
Yeah. Yeah. We always seem like we got it figured out. We always have to look like we have it figured out, but really we need help too.
Yeah.
So
There's a book that I always reference, and it's Who, Not How. And I have to constantly remind myself of that. It's like, not how can I figure this out, but who can help me figure this out? Because just like you're saying, that's the same thing that they talk about in the book is, there are these people that have gone through journeys that you're about to go through, and they already have the information. So allow them to give that to you, so that you can cut your time in half or even less.
Yeah.
So
But you have to be open-minded. Like you
this is
can't,
true.
you have to be really open-minded to, changing your perspective because mindset is everything.
absolutely.
And you have to be willing to receive. Like you can't just sit there and not be able to take in what you're being given
Yeah.
because then it's not going to stick and it'll just like slip through your fingers. So,
And I'm big on mindset. We all are.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before we started recording. But yeah, manifesting mindset, like I was saying, even to my 7-year-old, you have to be grateful for this. Like, we have to look on the bright side. Like, I'm just a firm believer in that. And we all are. Like, in this office, we're always like, all right, something goes sideways in real estate. We're like, we're going to be so much better of an agent because of this, right? Look at the silver lining. And that is a struggle for some people. But it's different things, right? Like who you surround yourself with is a big one. But I am a firm believer in mindset, manifesting, and like you were saying, and I'll let you like say that again because I feel like that was like a golden nugget, like about energy, and what you put out is what you will receive.
Yep. Yeah, it's the law of attraction. And for me, that was one of my hugest aha moments. It came from a book and it was sort of like more in the love area, but she was telling a story and she was basically telling my story, that I was a hot mess and still going out, still drinking, still partying, still dating douchebags, but was still looking for Prince Charming at the same time. Like the energies don't match. So it's like, how can I expect, love, like a lasting, amazing love if I'm partying and dating douchebags? So what you put out is what you get back.
Yeah.
In every single area of your life.
That's so true.
So your energy and your mindset is really important. And it's not attainable to be like 100% like in like this perfect mindset all the time.
Yeah.
It's just how you recover, because when you said struggles, like even having the struggle is important because if you can like turn that struggle around pretty quickly and be like, okay, what is this struggle teaching me? Or what have I left to learn? It's like, that's been my whole year this year. And, the year of the snake. This year has been a struggle for me because I have been continuously in that learning process. What is this struggle teaching me?
Right.
What have I not learned yet? What am I like resisting learning? So it's like every moment this year, it's been, what am I learning? What is this teaching me? And I'm like, am I done yet?
So it's the year of the snake last year.
Yes. Yeah.
last year
Last year was the year of the
Yeah.
snake, which is shedding your skin, like, growing into a new identity, really sort of releasing old ways of thinking, old ways of being, and stuff like that. And then now that it's 2026, it's the year of the horse, which I'm super excited about. It's, if you break down the number, it's number 1. So that's a powerful number in numerology. And it's about, taking off running, that movement, that excitement, that, living all your dreams and stuff like that. So
I'm here for it.
I am so here for it.
I just keep hearing that I need a horse.
Yeah.
If you're not picking it up yet, Kristen loves horses.
My Instagram feed is all horses.
Used to have horses.
Okay.
And she is going to be getting another one.
Apparently.
It's time.
Talk for that.
They are animals in general. Right.
Not how. Who, not how. Okay, you get somebody to help you.
I just want to be around somebody else's horses. That's what I know.
Okay. Well, there we
If
go.
anybody has a horse,
I totally
don't have
met
enough time for.
last week that does equine therapy. Like,
What's up?
it's literally therapy horses.
Oh,
I've
okay.
heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if I wasn't in real estate, if I didn't have to make money, and I'm sure people make money doing this, but I don't have any skill sets. So if I could do anything,
Yeah.
I would just take photos of horses. Like, just have me come to your stable, and I would just take photos of your horse.
And pet them.
For free.
And yeah.
That's hard to do.
That's not a lot.
Every day.
Horse. I love that.
I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So why would someone choose a life coach versus like a therapist?
Ooh, good question.
What would be the search? Like,
So therapy usually digs into the past
okay.
and, big T, little T's, all your traumas and stuff like that.
Okay.
Whereas, we can get into a little bit of that in coaching, but coaching is usually more moving forward,
Gotcha. So the
the-
change.
Yeah. The strategies and techniques to get you moving forward.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It does, and I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Because I think people do need to evaluate what has gone on in their past, but I'm more for
Right.
Yeah.
where is my direction? Where am I going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driven that way.
Definitely.
Amazing. Okay, so I have a question because we all have daughters,
Yes.
and you brought up, don't date douchebags. So
Don't they?
and ours are still little,
Right.
but I feel like mine are getting older, but we're not ready for that yet. But I feel like, how do I help them? And I know they have to be receptive to it, and middle school is not receptive to anything. How do I help guide them so that they don't date douchebags and bring that energy into their lives?
I think in general, this comes from a sense of self-worth. Because if you're going to put yourself into a situation of compromise, it's because you don't believe you are worth it.
Mm.
So it's, and that's deep,
That is.
It's so true.
but it's your self-worth.
And teaching your daughter's self-worth is actually not as easy as you would think it would be. That is the challenge. Who your
Definitely.
friends are and
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. It's not something that you learn all at once. It's from leading by example.
Right.
And, just over time, the words that you use. So self-talk,
Mm-hmm.
so always you yourself using positive self-talk and reinforcing that with them, words of affirmation, things like that.
yeah.
And slowly they'll believe it.
Yeah, keyword slowly. I feel like because Violet's 13 and, she just has that teenager attitude. Oh, you don't know anything. But I just keep telling myself, just keep saying it out loud in front of her. And eventually she will absorb it and take it in and just say, oh, my mom was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And even if you don't believe it yourself,
Right.
and eventually you will believe it if you don't believe it.
yeah.
I'm big on that because I grew up with my mom constantly talking bad about herself. And I was the one no, mom, reassuring her that, she's not fat, she's beautiful and this and that. And so it's I grew up with that. So I don't ever want my daughter to
feel that.
have to feel that. Like, I want her to feel so empowered in like who she is. And Gary Vee said the same thing that you said. If you worry about like your kids with like social media and the people that they hang out with, but if you create this self-worth in them, like it's gonna solve most of those problems.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, we are the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, like everybody's different and that's okay. And, so I'm huge in self-worth.
Well, that's awesome that you were even able to do that, because a lot of times with people in that situation, they either rebel against, which is what you did, or they follow it.
I'm a rebel.
Yeah. So good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you could have easily have repeated that pattern and gone down the same
Yeah.
negative path.
Yeah. And we all have our moments, like,
Oh, for sure.
but I mean, it all goes back to mindset, manifesting, like all of that. Like sometimes you got to fake it until you make it.
Yeah.
And then you do.
So you keep bringing up manifesting, which is also something that I totally love. And I've been slowly like talking about the 3 core principles that I love about manifesting. So the first one was self-awareness and clarity. And then the second one was, oh my gosh, totally blanking. Oh, being able to receive. And then the third one is having faith and letting go, which is the hardest principle. Like having faith in yourself and a higher power at the same time, to let go of the tight, like, vice grip on your life, to allow, the higher power to guide your life and let go, is like the true final step in manifesting that I know all of us struggle with. Like, that's what I've been really working on this year, is to let go and allow life to happen so I can manifest the things that I want. But I've been so used to controlling every single aspect of my life, because in my hot mess era, I had to.
Yeah.
Because I am divorced with a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I'm running a restaurant with my ex-husband,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'm doing 99% of all the things. And I'm trying to dig myself out of, letting a house go and renting and this and that. And it was just like, I had to control every single aspect. So it's like in this last year, it's like, it's a default to want to control every single aspect. But the control is just you responding to fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you have faith and you can let go, then you don't have to succumb to fear. And then you can live in that flow state.
Because fear messes with the manifestation, right?
Yes,
My
it does.
Okay.
Yeah, because fear energy is not what you don't want to put out fear, because then all you're going to get back is fear-based energy. So being able to, have faith and let go fixes that. And it's terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, because you had a lot going on.
Yeah.
That you really couldn't afford to necessarily
Right.
lose control.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in
that's
survival
scary.
mode.
Yeah.
And it was what it was. So, and I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm like the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. And, now I'm manifesting this career and this next level of my life, So I'm excited to be, releasing it to the higher power.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love
And I think that's good for people to hear who are in that survival mode right now,
Yeah.
to be able to know like they can get to the other side of that. Right? It doesn't always have to be survival mode.
There is another side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a lot that you went through. And now you're happily married. Actually, I went to school with her husband. We went to middle school together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Amber knows everything.
Facts. And he, like, obviously, like, I don't know him well as an adult aside from social media, but I feel like he's always been like a super nice guy.
Yeah.
So you like got through your douchebag stage and now you're married to a nice guy.
Yep.
And yeah, that's really inspiring for women that are going through.
Yeah. Because I thought I had the fairy tale. I thought I had the white picket fence, the big house, the 3 kids, the husband with the 6-figure job, blah, blah, blah. And that was, a long time ago. And I was like, now I really have a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I just got the chills.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
it feels amazing to love your life. And that's, again, part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want everybody to feel this way about them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying my life is perfect by any means, but appreciating the struggles are teaching me something is an amazing perspective. So, and I love it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So on your Instagram, it says that you are Jay Shetty certified. I also had a client who got Jay Shetty certified through coaching, and I am a fan of Jay
love
Shetty.
Shetty. He's amazing.
So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what does that mean?
So they have a certification process. It's over the course of either 4 or 6 months, however long you want to do it. I was like 4 months, but it's online courses, and then you have it's a virtual component of like a coach and your classmates, and you have to actually practice coaching before. Like, you have to have a certain amount of hours of practice coaching before you get certified, and then there's an exam at the end. And
Okay.
yeah, the practice coaching actually almost totally screwed me up, because imposter syndrome
That's
is a bitch.
Yeah.
Because I actually started this process in 2020, the end of 2020. COVID's kind of starting to wrap up, and I decided to let's be a life coach. And I did all the material, took all the exams, enjoyed going to the meetings and stuff. And then when it came time for me to do my coaching hours, I was like, what right do I have to teach people anything when I'm still learning? And I stopped going to the sessions, and I let my certification, because they wanted you to get it done in a certain amount of time, and I let it lapse.
Right.
And then I went back to it the end of 2023. I started asking. I was like, can I come back? And then 2024, I started back up, and then I was certified by April of 24. But it was crazy how something that I spent a lot of money on and was very passionate about, that just putting myself out there and that imposter syndrome totally shut me down.
It's so relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that at our last team meeting, about just like when you're going up against a more experienced agent and they're talking negatively about you to the client, like, I have more experience, they aren't going to be able to do as good. And it's just like, it doesn't matter how good you are, how confident you are. Sometimes there's that little thought in the side of your head, like, maybe they are better. But I tell these agents, I tell you all, you're going to do a better job for them. You're going to work harder for them. And you need to know that in your core. If you know that in your core, you can go up against any agent. I don't care how long you're in the business.
Yeah.
But that imposter syndrome is there for everybody. And you just got to work through it, push through it.
Yeah.
And like you, like, that's where we are, is like, we've been there, we've done that. So now we can have those conversations with newer agents, and we're like, here's what you're going to go up against, and you're not going to let that, get you down. Here's what you're going to say. Here's the mindset that you need to be in, because Kristen's right. The agents on this team are going to work harder than a lot of agents out there, because they care more, or whatever the case is. And you don't automatically have that, right? And you have to gain it from somebody else who's been there and saw, okay, this agent can be in the business for so long, it doesn't mean they do a good job.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to have that self-worth.
Yeah.
Because you know that you care and you're going to go above and beyond for this person.
I was listening to Mel Robbins. Amazing.
Love her.
I love her. And she was talking with Amy Porterfield. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Amy Porterfield asked her to describe or define what imposter syndrome was. And Mel said, this is like an aha moment for me. She said, imposter syndrome is a sign that you're mentally well and that you are in the right place, because that fear means it's something you really want.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, well, damn. If I had known that in 2020. But again, my journey is my journey for a reason. So
Hindsight is 2020.
exactly. But I love that. I love that definition, because it takes something like, people think imposter syndrome is this really negative thing,
Like a weakness.
like a weakness.
Yeah.
And it's not. It just means you're in the right place and that you want to grow into this, and you just have to push through it. So,
Push through the fear.
yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people. You listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I know they listen. And it was actually a joke in here for a while where I'd say, I was listening to a podcast. And then I would say, whatever it was.
I say that 1,000
Yeah.
times.
When you said it earlier, I was like, yeah, girl.
It could be a drinking game with Amber.
Right, right.
Oh, I love that.
But a lot of people that you've listened to on podcasts that are successful and they're sharing their journey, they talk about getting over that fear. And once you get over that fear, because that fear is holding you back, and like you said before, like that's the energy, right, that you're putting out there and it's coming back to you. But once you get over that fear, you end up being successful, and maybe it's not the first time or the third time or whatever. Like you said, you have to be brave enough to go through these things, to give it a shot, to figure out that doesn't work. But guess what? Now this does. And I think back on points in my life where I've done things and I'm like, wow. And in the moment I was like, I feel like such a failure, that didn't work out, but it led me to where I am now and the people that I surround myself with. And it's just like, wow, I'm so glad that I let that fear go and I was able to lose a couple of times to be able to win.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't learn without losing. Failure in general is
Yeah.
It's
actually
key to success.
It's actually the big case.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said something about being brave, and that's something I talked about in my shift program, that with the audio messages.
Yeah.
It's being brave, because I talked about 3 brave shifts to get you where you need to be, and it's being brave every freaking day.
Yeah. And you don't have to actually just be like, fully brave, right? Like you can do it scared.
Yep.
Like I feel like when I got into real estate, I literally feel like I cliff jumped. Like I just closed my eyes and I was like, we're going to hope that we land. And we did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, doing it scared is being brave in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Full
Can't be
circle.
brave and
Yeah. Doing it scared.
Yeah. Full
Yeah.
circle.
Yep.
Oh my God. This is so good. So you have some journals there.
This is one of I have little journals for you guys
Thank you.
They're so
you.
cute.
with my little Keep Finding You is the name of my practice, because I believe that you should always keep finding you,
I love this.
because you're never going to be like perfect.
We're all works in progress.
We are all works in progress. So, and I can think back to all the times that I've had to pivot in my life, and I had to keep finding myself over and over and over again. And every once in a while, I think I'm like, am I done yet? But I don't, that's just not A, who I am, or B, like what life is about. You got to keep changing, rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So yeah, the name of my practice, Keep Finding You.
I love it. It's so good. And you said you're big on journaling.
Yeah.
And I always want to journal. I love a good notebook. I do. I love it, the notebook.
do I.
I love putting pen to paper. I'm old school in that way. I want to journal, but I don't ever succeed in actually doing it. Do you journal?
Yes. At the moment, I'm good at it. I'm not always good at it.
Okay.
So I feel like when I'm good at it, it's because I'm needing it. like I'm really needing it.
Okay.
Because of some sort of, internal shift or, something I'm wanting to change. So it's part with my my journey, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you go back and read it later? Because I've dabbled, like I would say
Yeah.
lightly, but I've never gone back and read
Yeah.
anything I've written, and I think I would cringe. I feel like I would cringe at my.
Those old Facebook posts.
I think it's hilarious that you're even asking that because I've had this discussion. I have always thrown out my old journals because of the cringe.
Okay.
Because of what I was going through at that time, like going back and looking at it, it feels ridiculous. It feels childish. It feels stupid. It feels immature or whatever. So I was like, I don't want to read it. And right now I'm journaling, I don't know, better than I ever have. And I'm already going back and looking at it. And I'm loving it. So I don't know if something's shifted for me in how I'm journaling or where my mindset is, but I am a little sad that I did throw out those journals because I would probably just think they were funny now. I think before I was just embarrassed of them, like of who I was and what I was writing about. Like, but I don't know. I would have had so much material for my future book.
Do you want to write a book?
I have always wanted to write a book. And I think I've got some content for
You
it.
do, girl. You've got some content.
So yeah, someday I will write a book. But right now, I do my newsletter. So that's me practice writing.
Okay.
So the newsletter goes out once a week. It's called the Midweek Find. A little something to get you over the hump in your week or maybe even the hump in your life.
Okay.
It's just like inspirational stories. I actually put a lot of my personal self into them to sort of inspire people to, make some changes or do something that they were scared of or whatever. And then, the newsletter actually goes on my website too, has the little blog section too. So practice writing for
So
your book.
that's also kind of journaling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I'll try. I think you were doing it like affirmations.
Mine was gratitude.
Or yeah. So I was gonna say affirmations or gratitude is what people do where it's like quick, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to sit there and like, I'm feeling this way. And like,
Right.
you can just write down like your affirmations or like what you're grateful for. And every time people talk about that, I'm like, I really want to do that. Like, I want to get up. I want to be that girl in the morning. I'm having my coffee and I'm just writing what I'm grateful for or my affirmations. But I love this little journal because I feel like I can take that with me, put it in my purse and do that. So I'm going to make that a goal. That's going to be one of my, not a resolution, but one of my goals this year.
When I was really good at my gratitudes every day, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So I feel like I need to get my act together and, restart.
Yes.
Right.
I think people have this idea that journaling has to be this like aha thing every time. It doesn't. Like even just a couple minutes of whatever. Like sometimes I'll write 5 pages and sometimes I'll write a paragraph. It's whatever you need in the moment.
Yeah.
But I do love the gratitude thing. That is a really good thing to help shift your energy, especially around something that is challenging you. So right now, I actually started this gratitude practice with my sister almost 2 weeks ago. And we are specifically sharing gratitudes with each other about areas in our life that are challenging. So we are forcing ourselves to think grateful thoughts about the areas that are challenging in our life.
I love that. That's really,
And we're sharing them with each other like every day.
you like
That's not easy.
text message.
No, it's not.
That's not easy to do.
Yeah, we're using the Tele app or whatever that my shift program was in.
Okay.
So it's audio. So it's text or audio. Sometimes audio's totally easier. Like I'll be in the car
We love a good audio.
and I can just ramble for 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm sorry, sis, that you have to listen to me ramble. But I'm really enjoying this because it's helping me shift the energy around the things that are struggle for me right now.
I love that.
Yeah, it makes me want to call my sister when we're done here. Honestly, we lost our mom 2 years ago, so right around the holidays, it gets really tough. So I feel like right now would be a good time to like call her up when we're done and be like, "Hey, like let's talk about some things that we're grateful for." So
Yeah,
I think I
that's
might do that.
awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I love that.
Yeah, gratitude is a small place to start that makes a big impact. Like it doesn't feel intimidating, but if you can be consistent with it, it'll make an impact.
I love that. This is so good.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder for the new year.
Yes. Is there anything you want to leave the people with as we are into the new year?
It's not that deep. Life is amazing and we stress and want to, be perfect and have things be right. Like it's just not that deep. And, really just do what you want. Live your life. Be you. Own it.
I love that. It takes so much of the pressure off.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And if people want to work with you or find you like on social media, where should they go? What should they do?
So I love to live on Instagram, which is obviously tied to Facebook, but I'm at Keep Finding You with the letter U. But then my website is keepfindingyou.com. So there's lots of me is on Instagram. If you really want to see like who I am as a person and as a coach, that's a cool place to see.
Yeah.
But then, sort of like the more formal stuff is over on my website. And there's a contact page, but you also find me in the DMs too. So,
and you do a good job because we follow each other on social media. You do a really good job of sharing on your stories more like behind the scenes of like who you are and being fun and vulnerable and a good mixture. So you do a good job with that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah, you do good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
me. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you for tuning in to That Delaware podcast. We will catch you on the next episode.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of That Delaware Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at That Delaware Podcast and our team page at RosaioTeam_real estate. And of course, if you have any real estate or Delaware questions, feel free to reach out.